Hey guys, what's up again? It's the Ginge here with the Ginger's 2 cents. I have my friend, what's your name?
Blake.
There you go, Blake. I knew that. And, well, we're going to actually argue a little bit about who could win in a fight or a race, Superman or the Flash. Obviously, he's on the Flash's side, God forbid. I'm on Superman's side. Let's go Superman. I hate Superman.
No.
Anyways.
Flash will kick Superman's ass.
What makes you look
into the future and the past?
He says this all the time. We've actually been arguing about this for a while now. And Superman can turn back time. You've seen him do it before. He just turns back time by flying around the Earth. But apparently the Flash can too, and shit like that.
He turns back time on Earth. Flash actually alters time in reality. Superman just turns back time.
Then in that case, Superman can go back in time on Earth because the Flash can't go anywhere but Earth. So it's the same concept. It's not any different. And even if, like, let's say the Flash wants to go back and kill Superman as a baby, Superman's indestructible. He is physically indestructible. There's only 2 things that can allow him to be killed. That's kryptonite and a old sun, or the lack of a sun. That's kind of the same thing.
And magic.
Magic.
Magic. You kidding me?
No, seriously.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Batman would win.
So, I don't see how the Flash could beat Superman. I mean, so, here's one of my points. Superman himself is what I would define as omnipotent. In a lot of videos that we've seen recently, such as Epic Death Battles, he fights Goku. Everyone says Goku would win. But they went scientific in that matter and said that Superman has unlimited power. Or, sorry, unlimited limits. He has no limits. That's what I meant. Whereas Goku just breaks limits. That's what makes Goku strong. But with with no limits to your power, that would mean that you are omnipotent. Unlimited power. With omnipotence, you can't be beaten except for Superman's 2 quirks, the lack of a sun or kryptonite.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 sources of kryptonite on the planet.
Red Sun.
There's only 2 sources of kryptonite on the planet, and Lex Luthor has 1, and Batman has the other. So, I don't see how Superman could lose. I mean, Flash is also just an ordinary human being who just happens to be able to move really fast. Superman, he gets a hold of him, he punches him, he's dead.
But he can't because the Flash is too fast.
Well, they've proven in the show that Superman can keep up with the Flash.
He can keep up with the Flash, but Flash can just go into the Speed Force, which gives everybody speed. So in reality, Superman can't even tap into the Speed Force. It's just physical. His force of will is the red sun, or the sun's power. Flash makes his own Speed Force. He's part of the Speed Force, and he generates the Speed Force, so therefore he makes his own power. Superman has to get his power from a freaking sun.
Right, okay, so define the Speed Force for us real quick, because I don't know if everyone understands Speed Force.
Speed Force is what the speedsters tap into. It's the reality of time, speed, and life, and it's like everything there is involved, like the speed of anything. So he creates the Speed Force, and he lives with it, and that's what they tap in their power, because it's like greater than anything, than time itself, because it's so fast it can't do nothing. So So he creates his own power, and he also gives that power to the other speedsters, which they can tap into it, but they can only use it to their extent, which Flash fully uses it because he creates it. The faster Flash runs, the more Speed Force he gains, therefore the more he runs, the more powerful he gets.
Okay. But Superman has unlimited power too. It's not like they're not on the Earth. There's still the sun present. The sun is still always constantly present. Superman can't run out of power if the sun's still present.
Yeah,
I mean, what is Flash going to do? Speed his way up to the sun and blow that up?
No.
Kill everyone on the Earth, including himself?
The sun can only put out so much energy, but Flash creates so much energy for himself that it's always going above and beyond what his capabilities are, because it's always regenerating, always getting bigger and faster, and always getting faster and stronger. Superman can't really do that. He can't make the sun put out more solar rays to make himself stronger. He can only take in so much.
Well, he doesn't have a limit to his power. I mean, I just stated, unlimited power. So, whereas the Flash, he's been along for, how old is the Flash?
Like freaking 40s.
Okay, so he's 40 years old. I don't know how old Superman is either.
Superman's
So-
about 42.
When did the Flash officially become the Flash?
In the comic book series?
Well, like, at what age did he become Flash?
I mean, it's kind of a hard question to ask. Like, the one that created the Speed Force, he became the Flash when he was, like in his 20s.
Okay, so let's say we're talking about that Flash. Superman and Flash, let's say they're both the same age, both in their 40s. So the Flash has only had 20 years to get this much power added to him, whereas Superman has had 40 years to accumulate the power of the sun. And occasionally here and there, there's some kryptonite, a kryptonite gas grenade, fucking Batman. And, I mean, he's just had more experience. He's had more time to build and hone his abilities. So, Superman should be able to beat Flash in either racing or fighting or any scenario. And again, okay, so let's say Flash, he runs around the world really, really fast and punches Superman in the face. In that scenario, it'd be like a glass plate hitting a brick wall. The brick wall might break, or it might get a crack in it or something, but the plate would crack. It would break. It would just break.
Shattered.
Yeah,
So,
but Flash can phase through things, so he...
Well, I'm using the brick wall as Superman in an allegory.
Yeah.
And the plate is Flash's fist. He hits Superman in the face, his hand breaks. Superman stands there like, oh, that was a pretty good hit. Let me show you mine. Bam! So long, Flash. In fact, Superman even explains in Justice League Unlimited, he lives in a world of cardboard. He has to restrain himself so much that if we were to put up a scale model of a city as cardboard, that's what it would be like to him. I mean, just barely touching a building could destroy the entire area if he were to use his full strength. But Flash, he can just move really fast. Oh, and Speed Force.
See, but Flash, you got a good point there with the deal, but like he did the same thing with Girder. He has to specifically time it just right. And the first time he hit Girder, it shattered every bone in his body, and it took him 3 days to regenerate. Even with the Speed Force regeneration, it took him 3 days to recover from.
Okay, so with this information, you explained this to me before. He does end up beating Girder, right?
Yeah, because he pinpointed him, but he had to make mirror copies of himself. He had to go so freaking fast that he had to make it look like there was a Flash in front of him, and he was chasing him, but he was going actually so fast that he made like a mirror after image of him, and that's how he was able to go around the road and punch him.
So was that one hit just enough to break through his really strong skin or something?
Yeah, like it was the much power as a supernova red star, the fastest punch ever, but it had to be timed just right.
Okay, well I'm not following the timing part, but okay, so he beats Girder. But Girder, I don't know much about him, but he doesn't sound like he's omnipotent. He's Superman. Omnipotent. Omnipotence. Superman. Yay. He is basically God. The only thing he can't do is create something out of nothing. What can Flash do? He can run really fast.
I think someone's calling Superman a pussy. But no, he runs really fast. But he's like...
That'd be me.
But every time he hurts his body, his proteins and his muscles regenerate so fast and so massively big, he constantly gets stronger. So, because like Superman, every time he uses his strength, there's got to be a way that stuff breaks down. I mean, like he can't regenerate as fast as Flash, so therefore Flash can be stronger because he constantly regenerates his muscle mass.
Okay. So let's say Flash does this huge punch thing I just mentioned. Superman's like, okay, now it's my turn. Bam, knocks off the Flash's head. Tell me how the fuck he's going to come back from that.
If you can catch him and knock off his head.
Well, I'm saying, okay, so in a fighting scenario, it's not one person runs and the other person chases. That's not a fight. That's basically a cops and robbers or a race where one person is losing. In a fight, two people stand off against each other, and one person throws a punch and the other one.
You're thinking of Irish fighting. There's a line on the ground. They can't. They got to sit there like, yeah, hand to hand, fist to fist. Hand to hand, fist to fist, he could win. But I'm just saying, like an actual fight, or if something went down, he would have to catch Flash to even get to the point. But I'm just saying he could. I mean, this the arguments on who would defeat each other. They would. There was no way they're going to be going toe to toe. It's the fact of I'm saying if they go toe to toe, Flash will get his ass kicked by Superman. I mean he's that strong. But
I win.
But in an actual fight, if stuff went down to where he actually had to fight him and
Okay, so let's go Injustice. Superman, he goes in and he kills the Joker, first person he's ever killed. He didn't want to do it, but he killed Lois Lane, the love of his life. So now he's an evil Superman, and he is oppressing the entire world. The Flash comes in and says, I'm a badass, I'm going to kick your ass, and Superman's like, no, you can try, but ain't going to happen. I mean, there really isn't that many scenarios other than the Injustice scenario where Superman and the Flash would end up fighting. So, granted, it wouldn't actually ever happen in, an IRL scenario, but, IRL, this is all make-believe anyways. So, I don't know. I don't see the Superman losing. I could maybe agree to disagree in the idea.
I mean, if Superman and Flash were in a boxing ring, Superman would win. But an actual fight to save mankind, if Superman went crazy, Flash would dominate him.
How?
I mean, he would just take him, grab him, take him into the Speed Force because Flash can go in and out of the Speed Force whenever he wants. And the Speed Force is like time and space itself. So in the Speed Force, Superman will be rendered hopelessness with no strength and no speed because there's no sun in the Speed Force because he's actually bringing them into time and space.
Okay, well, within time and space, there would be all of those together. But then again, at the same time, there'd also be kryptonite. There would also be red suns or the lack of suns. It'd all be kind of compressed right then and there. So
the Speed Force is its own entity. It's like its own world.
Well, whenever somebody defines space and time is relevant. It's right now. It's right here. Space is all around us. It's constantly here.
A different dimension.
So,
yeah, it's a different dimension. There's no suns in that dimension, so it's not like he's going to have the power in that dimension of the Speed Force because there's no sun.
Okay, so
unless Speed radiates such a great big punch for the supernova punch that it would just straight up kill him because he wouldn't have enough strength to even withstand it.
Unlimited power. There's no limit to his power.
Yes, there is. If he's in a different dimension, there's no sun to power him.
Okay, so you're talking... Well, okay, in that case, then he's using the supersonic speed punch. He powers him up, and he keeps powering him up, hits him again. Now he's all of a sudden really strong, and he's actually strong enough to be able to rip a hole through space and time and get back to his world.
No, not the Speed Force. Wally West and Barry Allen are only two characters in known existence of DC that can go in and out of the Speed Force.
Well, maybe Superman could be the third.
No, he can't.
Why? It just says it's never happened.
No,
it doesn't mean it can't.
Because the only person that can gift the Speed Force is Barry Allen. The only way Superman can tap into the Speed Force is Barry Allen's like, you know what? I'm going to give you the power of the Speed Force. This is how you use the Speed Force.
Okay.
So therefore, he could not get out of the Speed Force.
Let's say, okay. How would he get Superman in the Speed Force? Superman is super strong.
Grab by his underwear. It's on the outside.
Okay. He grabs him by his underwear. Ooh, ow, my steel testicles. I can't move them. Just kidding, I'm Superman. I fly away.
Because Flash moves around him so fast that all time stops because he's like in a time vortex and he pulls him into the Speed Force.
See, the sun is still present there. He still has unlimited power.
Yeah, but he'll be able to get him in that. Like, he can even...
In that instance, I think the Superman would get fucked.
I don't see it.
Raped.
I don't see it. And plus, the Speed Force, okay, he's stuck there. That's not necessarily beaten. That's just sealed away. Like, let's go back into Dragon Ball Z. Garlic Jr., he was sealed away in the Dead Zone. His ass still broke out of that. What's the difference between that and the Speed Force? It's a different dimension. Space and time are completely irrelevant there. And it's just an endless amount of pitch darkness. He was still able to break out of it. And Superman's dramatically stronger than he is.
That's a whole different story. That's like two different deals.
Well,
DC and then it's freaking Bandai. It's like two different things. Like Superman, would not be able to bust out of it. Like he would freaking go insane and kill himself before he punch out.
All right, well, you guys have seen what we have to say. Now I want to know what you guys have to say. Leave comments down below if you have any opinions of your own, and tell us who you think won, Superman or the Flash. Anyways, this is the Ginge, and I will see you guys next time.
She's actually his older cousin.